just a composer. She stopped composing at 36. She was one of the leading pianists of the 19th century, with Liszt and Sigmund Thalberg. They were the three greatest pianists of the century. She traveled all over Europe. They traveled to Russia several times, as far as that, England. She was a child prodigy, gave her first concert at the age of 11. Papa was the teacher, Papa was the manager. Papa forbade her to marry Robert, took him to court. He had a good moneymaker on his hand, and he wasn't going to let go. And they finally got married at 21. She had 8 children. She traveled. And one of the children, she was in the 9th month, she played. One of the children was dying back there, she played. Robert died at 36. She worked with him intimately, and he died at 36, and she gave up composing. But Brahms was a friend of the family, of Robert and the children and Clara, and he would show her his works, as did Robert. She worked with Robert. So here we talk about a multitasker. Here's a woman, not only a pianist, not only a critic, not only a composer, as I say, and she did, as she died at 36, she composed mostly piano works and songs, wonderful songs, you should hear them, and her piano works. So, brava for Clara, brava Tamara. And now a total switch. I have to introduce May Aufderheide. You never heard of her? She composed Ragtime. She was born 20 years after Scott Joplin. And Ragtime had become quite popular. And it was profitable because every middle class home had a piano. So they bought piano music. And they had piano rolls. And they did orchestral versions, so it was a money thing. In Indianapolis, there was a school of women, 150 women ragtimes. And her father, May Aufderheide's father, gave up his business to go into the music publishing business for her. And they made a pile of money. And of course, Scott Joplin had a different life, and that was 20 years before. So the Ragtime, and he wrote an opera. But May Aufderheide, her first piece was called Dusty. Next one was the Thriller, or whatever it was. And popular, sold millions of copies, well, not millions, but sold many, many copies. And there were 150 ragtime women composers in Indianapolis. Why? I don't know. In Indianapolis. So, brava Clara, and now we're going to hear 2 pieces of May Aufderheide.